From jokes about his wife
Something, her father just died, she had his body frozen. Every time I take a snack, he falls out of the refrigerator.
to roasting his own existence like it's a daily hobby.
Do nothing right. Well, last week she cracked up the car, she went into a tree. She said it wasn't her fault, she blew the horn.
Here is Rodney Dangerfield at his absolute funniest.
It's not easy being me. When I was born, the doctor told my mother I did all I could, but he pulled through anyway. I mean, and nobody was nice. My mother never breastfed me. She told me she liked me as a friend. So when I was born, after the doctor cut the cord, he hung himself.
Right out of the gate, Rodney doesn't ease you in. He spawns into life already complaining about it.
I don't know. I tell you, since I'm a kid, nobody wants me around, you know? I mean, the time I asked my old man, how can I get my kite in the air? He told me to run off a cliff. He did a lot of things, my old man. Oh, once on my birthday, he gave me a dartboard with automatic return.
Born, and somehow already a returnable item. But if you think Rodney's done roasting himself, oh no, that was just the warm-up stretch. Because now he unlocks his favorite topic, his wife.
I tell you, I can't relax, you know? The other night I was in a place I felt like having a few drinks. I went over to the bartender, I said, surprise me. He showed me a naked picture of my wife. Tell you the truth, and my wife and I, we never have sex. Now, we get undressed, we can't stop laughing, you know? I got no sex life.
Rodney's marriage jokes don't feel like jokes. They feel like documented evidence.
Well, I'll tell you, my wife isn't too smart, you know. One night she went out, some guy stole the car. I sent you to see what he looked like. She told me she got the license plate number. Oh, my wife. Oh, one night she told me she felt romantic. I took her to a drive-in movie. I spent the whole night trying to find out what car she was in.
He talks about his wife like she's both the love of his life and also the reason he needs therapy.
This afternoon, my wife cracked up the car again. I was out driving her. She told me she was going to make a U-turn. I'll tell you, the letter she made, you'll never find any out there.
But here's the twist. Somehow, underneath all that roasting, you can tell he actually adores her.
If I go for her, the trouble is she don't go for me. When my wife makes love to me, there's always a reason for it. Yeah, one night she used me to time an egg. And my wife, she keeps me broke too. It cost me $2,000 for her nose job. I'm sorry I punched her.
And honestly, the more he talks about her, the more you realize she might be the real mastermind here.
Thank you, man. No, I tell you, I'm all right now, but last week I was in rough shape, you know? I mean, last week my wife, she signed me up for a bridge club. I jump off next Tuesday.
A man this terrified doesn't get this funny by accident.
No, you're kidding. My wife is always something. Her father just died. She had his body frozen. Every time I take a snack, he falls out of the refrigerator. I mean, my wife can't do nothing right. Well, last week she cracked up the car, she went into a tree. She said it wasn't her fault, she blew the horn.
But just when you think the wife jokes have peaked, Rodney pivots. And now the dog is involved.
And I tell you, I can't relax, you know? My dog drives me nuts, my dog. He wants me to mate him. I wouldn't mate him. Let him go through what I go through. I mean, last week was rough. Are you kidding? Last week I looked up my family tree, 2 dogs were using it.
He compares his love life to his dogs. And somehow, the dog comes out looking better.
I mean, when I was a kid, my house was always crowded, always people around. You know, I come from a big old-fashioned, hard-working, stupid family. That's what I come from. What a dumb family I got. Are you kidding? I looked up my family tree, I found out I'm the sap. My old man, he was dumb too, my old man. He worked in a bank, they caught him stealing pens.
And through all of this, the craziest part, he never breaks character. But Rodney's not done, because now he's going after professionals.
Oh, he's a strange doctor.
Strange doctor.
Hey, you kidding? I asked him if my heart was strong enough for sex. He told me not if I join in, you know? I'll tell you my trouble. I got the wrong doctor. You know my doctor, Dr. Vinny Boombosh. Know my doctor? What a doctor. Oh, I called him last week. I told him, Doc, I swallowed a bottle of sleeping pills. He told me to have a few drinks and get some rest.
He absolutely cooked the doctors.
I'll tell you, I'm all right now. Last week I was in rough shape, though, you know? My wife's father, he moved in with us, has an electronic pacemaker. Every time he sneezes, the garage door opens. I saw my dentist, too, last week, another beauty. I said to him, Doc, look at my teeth, they're all getting yellow. He told me to wear a brown necktie.
Then finished the dentist.
I'll tell you, last week was a rough week for me. I broke up my psychiatrist, too. He told me I'm going crazy. I said to him, if you don't mind, I'd like a second opinion. He said, all right, you're ugly, too. And then he told me to lay in a couch, face down.
Imagine paying for therapy and leaving with worse self-esteem than you walked in with.
I got no get-togethers in my house either. My wife, my kids, nothing. Like the last time I took my boy to Coney Island, I want to show him a good time, you know? Sure. I said to him, kid, here's $10. It's your day. Do whatever you want. The kid took a cab home.
Don't get along well with people, huh?
Now, my friend, the doctor.
What doctor is this?
What doctor is that?
Yeah.
He don't know what.
And even Johnny starts clocking it. At some point, it's less Rodney has jokes and more Rodney has a full medical team just for content.
I got plenty of tickets.
Yeah.
In fact, back in New York, I had to go down to the motor vehicle bureau. I didn't even know it. My case, a court case, supposed to bring a lawyer with me. I had no lawyer. My lawyer was busy. He was out in a rape case defending himself. You gotta watch. Lawyers can't help you anyway. You gotta think for yourself. You gotta have it up here, Johnny. I told you, you gotta be smart today. You gotta be smart.
Right.
A lot of people don't have it up here.
Yeah.
Rodney doesn't trust lawyers, and after hearing his reasoning, you're not entirely sure you should either. Then he swings back to family.
I mean, when I was a kid, my house was always crowded, always people around. You know, I come from a big old-fashioned, hard-working, stupid family. That's what I come from. What a dumb family I got. Are you kidding? I looked up my family tree. I found out I'm the sap. My old man, he was dumb too, my old man. He worked in a bank. They caught him stealing pens.
Rodney talks about his family like they're a group project he regrets joining. And somehow, every story ends with him losing.
You kidding? What a family. They want to use my family to make a sequel to Roots. They want to call it Fertilizer. Now, I tell you, there's always something, you know. My doctor told my wife and I we should enjoy sex every night. Now we'll never see each other.
But here's where Rodney becomes unstoppable, when he turns fully on himself.
I mean, the girls always gave me a hard time. I'm not a ladies' man, that's why. You kidding? I know I'm ugly. I stuck my head out the window, got arrested for mooning. Well, my foster child saw my picture. Now he sends me $10 a month.
This man does not just make self-deprecating jokes. He conducts full investigations into his own existence.
And I was an ugly kid, too. I worked in a pet store. The people kept asking how big I'd get. Now, I went through a lot of things when I was a kid. I wore my father's hand-me-downs. It was rough. I had to unzip my fly to blow my nose.
At this point, his entire life feels like one long stand-up set. Like nothing happens to Rodney, everything becomes material.
Yeah, I broke up with a girl when she wanted me to grow a mustache.
Oh?
Yeah, I told her, must we do everything together?
Rodney has a joke for everything. No one is safe.
No, I tell you, nothing goes right, you know. Well, yesterday was a beauty. I asked the cab driver, where can I get some action? He took me to my house. There's a lot of things go on around my house. Well, the other night in front of my house, I saw a guy jogging naked. I said to him, how come? He said, because you came home early. I mean, I tell you, my house, I can never relax.
Random strangers jogging, also not safe.
I got a kid home, he's getting worse. I got a real mean kid, you know. Well, he scotch tapes worms to the sidewalk, then watches the birds get hernias. Kid, you kidding? Now, my neighborhood, that's getting worse, too. I live in a tough neighborhood, you know. My neighborhood, you see guys bowling overhand.
He goes from one topic to another like his brain is just flipping through channels labeled trauma but funny.
Like it's a beautiful children's zoo, you know? Last week, 4 kids escaped. I mean, always No, but I'll tell you, kids are bad today, Johnny. They're bad today, Johnny.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my kid, too, full of smart answers, you know? Well, the other day I said to him, I says, you're young, you don't have it upstairs. He told me I was old, I don't have it downstairs.
Rodney describes his kids as if they were personally sent to humble him.
Hey, Johnny,
Yeah,
you
do tell
take
me.
care of your spark plugs and points, you'll never have trouble with your car. Never, right? You know that.
How are your points?
Plugs and points are the whole thing. My plugs are okay, I'm trouble with my points.
I've heard that.
Yeah. But spark plugs are very, it's hard to get good spark plugs today.
I didn't know
it's hard.
Really?
Well, you know what they say about spark plugs.
What do they say?
You turn them upside down, they all look
Look
alike.
like sure they do.
When a man can turn his entire life into one long joke and still have everyone laughing this hard, maybe he does get respect after all. So tell me, what was the funniest Rodney moment for you?